Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for another YouTube video, and I'm going to be real quick with this one because there's not really much to say in regards to it. You can already tell by the title of the video what I'm going to be talking about, so it shouldn't be any surprise to anybody. We're talking about Visceral games. Now, EA has had the brilliant idea to stop Visceral games. Like basically, just flat out, they're not making games anymore. We've disbanded them. They're no longer a company. And to me, this is ridiculous. Because, I mean, first of all, EA, you are aware that, I mean, truthfully, even right now, I heard about this last night. I tried to think of games that you published outside of Visceral games that I played. And even right now, as I'm recording this video, I'm trying to think of games that you published outside of sports games and outside of Visceral games. I can't think of any. There are no games, EA. I want to make this loud and clear. There are no games that I can think of that you make, that you publish, I should say, that were not made by Visceral games that I did not play. That means that the only reason why I even buy your games is because they were published by Visceral games. Outside of, I think Syndicate. I think Syndicate was made by EA, but that was a one-off kind of thing, because that was technically a reboot or a remake of Syndicate, which I enjoyed back on the old days, the old top-down kind of game. Otherwise, the only games that I played by you, the only games I was interested by you, Dante's Inferno, Shadows of the Damned, and Dead Space, all made by Visceral games. How about that? So, you're welcome to put your thoughts in the comments down below. Love to hear what you guys have to say about this. But for me, this is pretty much a deal breaker. I mean, it's kind of like Konami only focusing on making pachinko games and not on the franchises that, built who they were and made them the household name that they became. Sort of along the same lines as that. You're taking a company that brought me into the fold of your company, that gave me a reason to buy games that were made by you and look forward to announcements that you no longer have. So unless there are games that I'm not thinking of, I don't really have much of a reason to buy EA games anymore, because the only games that I wanted to play were Visceral games. You see what I'm saying? So that would be, I mean, granted, Microsoft has more than Rare Studios at this point under their belt that I want to play. And they really don't even use Rare Studios. They don't really utilize Rare Studios as much as I feel as though they should. But that would be like the only reason why I buy my Microsoft systems would be for Rare games, and then you decide we're not going to have Rare do anything anymore. That's kind of a bad example because that's what Microsoft has been doing for years with Rare, but you kind of get what I'm saying. It's kind of like if the only reason why I would even buy your games is because of said company that you own, some subsidiary that you own, and then you decide, well, we're not gonna use them anymore. I don't have a reason to buy your games anymore then. There's a reason why Nintendo, I think, works for me, and I tried not to bring Nintendo into this. I really tried to make a video where I didn't talk about Nintendo. But Nintendo has so many beloved franchises that if they decided that they're not going to use any of them for the Switch, can you imagine how that would go over? Like, imagine if the Switch came out, there was no Zelda, no Metroid, no Mario Kart, nothing that you would want to play. They only focused on, something completely different. You would have no reason to want to play that. And that's sort of how I feel when it comes to this, Visceral Games was a company that I liked a lot. I enjoyed playing their games. I loved Dead Space. I especially like Dead Space 2 a lot more. I didn't really get that far into Dead Space 3, although I need to get back to playing it. I really like Dead Space Extraction. So, I mean, and I was looking forward to a Dead Space 4. I was looking forward to the story continuing somehow. So, or even maybe like some kind of a side story like they did with Extraction or Ignition, what I'm saying, where it's just like, it's something that's completely different with maybe some new characters or something, I was looking forward to it. Now it's not going to happen. If you really wanted to see a continuation of Dante's Inferno, sorry, that's not going to happen either unless they hand it off to some other company because they want to just milk it to death and throw microtransactions in there. And, you know, I'm sorry to say this is the future of gaming that I almost don't want to even be a part of. This is going to be the way that we're going to be taking games going forward. That everything's going to be microtransaction to death and everything's going to be, you know, DLC'd to death and all that stuff. Then I don't want any participation with that, truthfully. You know, because I'm the kind of person, I like single player experiences. There's nothing wrong with throwing multiplayer in there. Absolutely nothing wrong. Take for example, Super Mario Odyssey and what it's doing. It's a completely single player experience, but you have the option to play it with a second person. The key word there is option. So that's what I would like to see going forward. And unfortunately, I think that that's what they're doing because they got rid of Visceral games and they handed off the new Star Wars game that's being worked on over to some other company because they probably want to focus less on the single player. I don't care. I don't really play the Star Wars games, but you get what I'm saying. You know, it would be like with Dead Space 2 if they made it completely online and they didn't have a single story in there. Now, they had a multiplayer aspect in there that I enjoyed playing, but I still enjoyed the single player experience more than I did the online aspect. In fact, I hardly played it online. It was just kind of there. It was like an extra time killer kind of thing. So that's just how I feel. I'm the kind of person that I enjoy a single player experience. That's the reason why I buy a game. Is because I want to be able to play it single player and then maybe on the side enjoy it for multiplayer. Because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there's just this whole thing of, you know, forcing me online. It's one of the reasons why I don't play Paladins. You know, I got tired of it because I downloaded Paladins, I was looking forward to playing Paladins, and oh hey, by the way, you need to have an Xbox Live subscription to play Paladins, and I'm like, okay, the heck with you, I'm not playing. I'm not going to give you $60 to play something that I can go and play on the PC for nothing. You know, it's like my kids. They love Roblox. They love to play Roblox. I'm not going to give Microsoft $60 to play Roblox on my Xbox One so my kids can enjoy playing it when they can play it for free on the computers that we already have. Sorry. You really need to think out this model a little bit better and stop focusing so much on forcing people with multiplayer, which I feel like you're doing, and you're doing more than focusing on getting a good single-player campaign to draw the people in and then go, oh, and by the way, there's also this multiplayer stuff. That's what makes Mario Kart 8 work. You can do the entire thing offline or online. And the online is something that you can just do from the beginning if you want and never play the single-player thing, but it's there for the people like me that want it on the go to be able to enjoy it. That's what you need to focus on. You need to focus more on bringing these games. So now that you've dropped Visceral games, I don't know what you're going to do. You know, are you going to come out with another Dead Space game and it's going to be online, completely focused? I hope not. It's not what I want. I think I ranted for long enough there towards the end, so I apologize for that. Make sure you guys like and subscribe as always. I'm trying this on a brand new phone, so hopefully the video quality is better, the sound is better. I don't really know. I'm going to have to go back and watch it later. But thanks to you guys watching. If you even watch me this long, I really appreciate it. And as I said earlier, you're always welcome to put your thoughts in the comments down below about what you think about EA closing down Visceral Games. Were you like me and only really bought the stuff that came out by Visceral Games anyway, or do you just like EA anyway? Because truthfully, you doing stuff like this, EA, and even Konami and to an extent Capcom, the companies that keep doing this, that keep avoiding the franchises that gave them the name that they did, is what continues to give this kind of crap of like, you're the worst company of all time. But that's my 2 cents, guys. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a good one. And enjoy the nice fall weather, at least around here. It's beautiful. And I'll see you next time.